Raquel Rodriguez finally challenges Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Ooh, she is a challenger. Multiverse United saw Julia successfully defend her New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Championship. Huge brawl at AEW Rampage heading into all-in fatal 4-way match. Dana Brooke is getting weirder, losing to Blair Davenport, and Trish Stratus turns on Quebec crowd. Welcome, if you're interested about this is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. We are officially 5 years old. Thank you so much everyone for all the love and for being my friend who I can talk wrestling with all the time. Literally, that's like the reason I started Ring the Bell, because I'm like, I needed some friends to talk wrestling with. And if you want to give me an anniversary gift, hit that subscribe button. Oh, we're so close to 100k sub. We're so close. I already have a place right here ready for that plaque. And we're also cooking up some big 100k celebration content. Something really big, super camps. Also, Vix Crow sent me this really cute letter, so I did that in the background. Anyway, let's jump right into this week's women's wrestling action. WWE SmackDown was so Confucius because, like, I don't think this makes any sense. So last week, WWE Women's Champion Io Sky attacked Charlotte and Asuka to mess up their match, but somehow Io and Bayley are facing Charlotte and Bianca. I mean, I love me some Bianca and I love seeing her all the time, but it'll make more sense for Asuka to be in this tag match, right? Anyway, overall pretty enjoyable tag match, but I can't stop thinking about how awkward that failed tag was from Charlotte Flair. Like, what was going on there? Other noteworthy thing is just how freaking over Bianca is. Everyone's speculating that she might be written off TV with that brutal attack backstage and that chair shot to her injured leg, but can we really afford losing her? She's so popular. But back to the match, the part where Charlotte was thrown off to the outside from the top rope was really cool, and Bayley attempts a figure 8, but Charlotte breaks it up and tags Blair for the KOD finish in 14 minutes. Damage Control may have a champion, but the booking is rather similar to what it was before. I did really love though how Bayley introduced the champion Io. That was pretty special. And again, the storyline is kind of all over the place right now. Like, Asuka seems like she should be a crucial player in the story, but she's missing. And did Shave Has Shotzi just calm down suddenly? Make it make sense. This all was very confusing. Okay, Raw was pretty rough. We had Rhea Ripley versus Candice LeRae match, and we all know that this match has so much potential. Candice LeRae can wrestle the house down with anyone, and this has so much promises, but WWE says otherwise because this match was super short. Yes, Candice did hit that one cool DDT reversing Riptide, but very quickly taps out to Hanging Cloverfield by Rhea Ripley. I mean, why did Indy and Candice attack Rhea a few weeks ago? This ended up making both of them look worse than before. I really thought Candice would have been such a good payback opponent for Rhea, because she would have had a hell of a match, a pay-per-view worthy match with Rhea. The match would have been so good, and that's the type of match that Rhea really needs here. But WWE wants Rhea Ripley versus Raquel, so post-match Raquel comes in to attack Rhea, and she announces that she is officially clear to wrestle and got Adam Pearce to book a match against Rhea at Payback. And Raquel's character really is that she speaks Spanish. It's un poco not given, but whatever, I won't complain because at least Rhea now has a challenger, so I'll say for that, it was good.
Good? Not bad!
Then we got Becky Lynch, the men's segment, where she randomly starts talking about how she might not win all matches, but she will always survive. I usually trust in how Becky Lynch tells her story, but this one was kind of a, huh? And as she starts talking about Zoe, Trish's music hits and she comes into the Quebec crowd and she brought back her USA hole joke from 2004. Then, quickly heel turns on Quebec, and this was all delicious and heelish, but whoa, it comes to bite her back when they start chanting, "We don't give a f**k," the whole segment. You know, I love me some Trish, literally everything, Trish everywhere. But you can tell that someone was missing line. Maybe they had to cut the segment really short or something like that. Like, something wasn't clicking. Like, Trish had to be like, oh, am I scared? Out of nowhere to start her being a pioneer part of the segment. Then she had to be like, wait, were you talking about Zoe? Later, to let Becky talk about Falls Count Out Anywhere match happening next week. Like, things weren't quite clicking for some reason, but either way, the important part is that she will be in a steel cage match, and I'm so excited for Trish to be in a steel cage match and do stuff that we haven't seen her do. I'm so pumped about that. And next week, Falls Count Anywhere match would be pretty interesting, but also, Becky, why Falls Count Anywhere match fully knowing Trish will be there for Zoe? Maybe she did that knowing that she will be bringing someone to neutralize Trish? Miss Lita? And we got the tag team match between Katana and Kaden versus the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Apparently, Chelsea Green went to the management and made this thing work, so it's official and everything. This match was literally 1 minute. Like, they let Katana and Kaden hit one cool move, and that was a very cool move, yes, but immediately had Piper squash Katana for the win. I get why they did this for the storyline, because I'm living for this Piper and Chelsea chemistry. Like, Chelsea really is the queen of chemistry. You pair her up with anyone and the chemistry chemistry will be there. But this Raw episode really ended up making two teams, Indy and Candice and Katana and Kaden, look like complete losers. That's really bad for the division. It's a mixed bag. I'll say it's a meh.
Good, not bad.
Heading into WWE NXT, we got this weirdly aggressive Dana Brooke here for the opportunity to show Kalani how it's done against Blair Davenport. And I was curious if she'll be able to out Killer Instinct Blair because she's the resident badass in this division right now. And I think Blair definitely showed out with that double stomp followed by that brutal kick. So deadly. But Dana also landed some nice moves like powerbomb, that nice clothesline, but she later gets frustrated and grabs a ring bell outside where Jordan stops her from the madness. And after some awkward spots, Blair hits a running knee followed by another devastating knee to the face for the win in 4 minutes. And that face from Dana looking at Kalani at the end, oh, she's mad. I love this storyline progression. I'm very satisfied. We also got Jacy Jayne versus Thea Hale, and before this match we see backstage Thea is still super mad at Andre Chase for throwing the towel during that match against Tiffany Stratton. This match was like fine, but what was really noteworthy was how massively over Thea is. And the storyline progression here is that Jacy Jayne pulls a turnbuckle pad off mid-match and Chase puts it back, but Thea didn't know what was going on, so she starts yelling at him for being on the apron trying to mess things up again, giving an opportunity for Jacy to pick up a win with an inside cradle. Thea is doing so well with Chase U, by the way, so I don't really want to see them break up, but maybe this will bring more of a Hulk side of her, which I do love. The match was fine.
Good, not bad.
And then Women's World Champion continues to have her hottest rivalry down in NXT, and she and Dom Dom challenge Lyra and Sexy Dragon Lee for a match at Heatwave. And then later we see Lyra and Dragon talk about this challenge, and I love this awkward moment where Lyla was like, we should be on the same page like them, and Dragon's like, ma'am, I'm taken. And she's like, oh, not like that. I still stand by how Lyra is treating Mommy is so weird and disrespectful, but I love all these character development from Lyra, from a backstabbing protege to man-stealer. Love it. No, but really, I love that she's getting the spotlight. Moving to AEW on Dynamite, we had the qualifying match for the last spot on the All-In Fatal 4-Way match. I mean, we all knew that it's going to be Britt for weeks, but it is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus the Bunny with Penelope Ford. I guess what I loved the most was seeing Bunny and Penelope Ford. Penelope's such a star. I need her to do bigger things in AEW. Anyway, as expected, nobody was surprised to see Britt Baker pick up a win following a curb stomp. I did, though, really enjoy Bunny's upside down leg choke. That was kind of fun. This match was fine.
Good, not bad.
I also think Britt is so much more interesting as a heel, but hopefully she'll be able to prove me wrong and do some great babyface stuff. On Rampage, we again got a main event spot. Toni Storm and Ruby Soho versus Hikaru Shida and Sky Blue. This match was on fire. I love how Toni and her ass was flying everywhere. That one time she hits that deadly flying hip attack out of nowhere on Sky was so good, and everyone in this match was on point. Loved how vicious Outcasts were here, dragging both Shida and Sky, and we got this classic Outcast spot of Ruby spraying Sky for a pin, but Shida breaks it, followed by this face-off between Toni and Shida, which was awesome, and the Outcasts set up for a big powerbomb on the champ, but Sky breaks it up, then Shida reverses Soho's no future with a roll-up for the win in 10 minutes. Oh, it was so good. Post-match, Outcasts start brawling with Sky and Shida, with Britt Baker DMD running out to even the odds, and we got this referees and security all clearing bench, everyone running in to break up the brawl, and I know that AEW overdoes these post-match brawls, but this one was really special. So stratified. Can they do these bookings for the women all the time? Like, I am loving it. And Toni had another interview on Collision, by the way, dressed up like, I don't know, like Cruella de Vil or something like that, and just like, please watch it. Her since losing the title has been so funny, so good. Like Alex, Queen of the Ring, said on Twitter, it's a bit campy, it's giving Snatch Game, but I freaking love it. And on Collision, we got a singles match between Willow Nightingale and Diamante, accompanied by Mercedes Martinez. We all know that Willow is good. People are loving her, she's so over, but we need to stop sleeping on Diamante. Well, at least I shouldn't, because she's been slaying lately. I'm loving her partnership with Mercedes for one thing, but she's just so good in the ring. I love her entrance music and how she does her like hand thing with the sync with the gun sound. And her slice spread is so good, and shit went down at the end when TBS champion Chris Statlander comes down to beat up Mercedes Martinez and hitting a huge suplex on the ramp, and then Willow comes in with a huge pounce to the barricade on Diamante. Oh, that was so satisfying. Followed by a Dr. Bomb for the win. Oh, seriously, they've been killing it on Collision for weeks. I love it. Stratisfying. Moving on to Impact Wrestling, we got Kylan King versus Deonna Purrazzo singles match, and this match really popped off. I need Kylan in the Knockouts Championship picture ASAP because she's just so good, and meeting this amazing dance partner Deonna, it was just perfect. The Virtuosa, as always, was so charismatic, so good, and I love that she added a lot more babyface moves in her arsenal, but how Kylan reversed that head scissors into, like, I don't know, elevated Glam Slam type was so cool. And at the end, Kylan hits Neutralizer and attempts a pump handle slam, but Deonna flips out and locks in her Fujiwara armbar and shifted to Venus de Milo, leaving Kylan no choice but to submit. I think Venus de Milo might be one of the most devastating and embarrassing submissions right now. I love it. The way she transforms it from armbar too, it was just so good. I'm very satisfied. You then got a triple threat match, Killer Kelly versus Jessica versus Savannah Evans, 3 teams from the Fatal 4-Way tag match in Emergence. Killer Kelly and Jessica got to show a lot of character work here, making this match really, really fun. Killer Kelly was doing her patent, eerie stuff, and the extra point for commentary for calling it voyeuristic. It's just like so bizarre, I love it. And Jessica was having tons of fun doing her sick character while showing tons of power. Love when she just like drops Savannah and berating Killer Kelly for being the shortest one in this match and just like calling her weird. So fun. And in 4 minutes, Kelly nails Savannah with the Death Valley Driver on top of Jessica and pins Jessica for the win in 4 minutes. Short and sweet, I'm satisfied. And finally, let's head to the event that we've all been waiting for. Stardom is here to do a collab with the North American company, and it was with Knockouts division. We got New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Championship champion Julia versus Momo Kogo versus Deonna Purrazzo and Giselle Shaw. This was a highly anticipated match, especially given that both Stardom and Knockouts are known for having some of the strongest women's matches in pro wrestling, and of course the Virtuosa meeting the Julia from Stardom was definitely huge, and these two are definitely the ones with the most crowd reaction, and Virtuosa especially seemed like a fan favorite here, super over. But I gotta say, to my surprise, well, not exactly a surprise because we all know that she's freaking good, but it was Giselle Shaw that really shined in this match for me. Yes, she had that one slight slip when she did that scary looking dive to the outside, and the fans were really chanting "you f***ed up," but she bounced back so hard, and I'll say she is in the most of the highlights of this match, all the way from Julia's super butterfly suplex to the wild Spanish fly with Deonna. Double knee stomp on both Julia and Momo was a cute one too, and also everyone's posting about it, that spot very much reminiscent of 4 Horsewomen Fatal 4-Way match from NXT. And at the end, Giselle takes out both Deonna and Momo, but misses her knee on Julia, and the champ hits Northern Light Bomb on Giselle for the win. And post-match, Momo comes in to attack Julia in like the weirdest looking post-match attack, I'll say. Don't you usually come attack from behind? I don't really know what's going on between them, but the issue must be stemming from Stardom, right? Not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised at how much of a knockout show this was. Like, Julia really didn't do much outside of that butterfly superplex, especially with the entrance looking so charismatic, so epic. I feel like she held back a lot. And Momo got to have some impressive moves in here, but overall I had some difficulty getting the grasp of her character or wrestling style. And yes, I'm totally approaching this from someone that mostly enjoys North American style of wrestling entertainment, so there's that. So this match left me wanting a little more, but still a monumental event with the action-packed match, and it's just my expectation that was through the roof, gotta be honest. And big props to Veda Scott on the commentary. She was awesome with tons of researching, giving much needed background info for people like me who may lack understanding of Joshi scene. So it was much appreciated, and props to production value increasing a lot from last time. Just make sure to white balance all camera because one was noticeably different. Just being super nitpicky. Overall, I'm satisfied. Hope this is not the last collaboration they do. I am ready for more because I really liked it. Thank you everyone for joining in for another week of Women's Wrestling Weekly. Our interviews with Maxine Dupree, Zoe Stark, and Brandy Rhodes still in my hard drive, and they're still coming. And follow me on Instagram at DSShin and Ring the Bell DS on X, and I'll see you next time. Bye!